Alright, what up, G's? It's your boy Merch, and I'm back again with another recording. Now, based on the title, you should probably know this, but I want to show you this game. I just lost this game. Well, I lost this game, then I played another one, and I lost another one because I had some random Huskar mid who lost his mid and then abandoned. So of course I abandoned afterwards because their clinks was super fat. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So, I want to make this video not to excuse myself, not to say anything, not to come up with excuses. I'm not that good of a player. I'm a 5K only. You know, if I played perfect, and I did not play this game perfect, but if I would have, I would be 10K. Okay, but I'm not 10K, and here's what I'm trying to say. So in this game, I went 1, 8, and 7. And I did 7k damage, so I basically didn't do anything. And this is where a lot of people will say that, you know, I'm your typical 1 in 8 carry who does no damage and does nothing in the game. And I want to make this video to kind of give you some perspective of what's going on in our games and why this happens. So maybe, you know, you can do something a little bit different in your games, and then, you know, stop blaming and stop crying all game just like my team did. And I tried to be as least toxic as possible, but you know me, that's not always possible because I can't help myself. What can I do? What can I say? I can't help myself. So anyway, let's go into this game, and straight up from the get-go, stuff goes down pretty wild. Now, hopefully I can learn something by watching this replay. Otherwise, maybe you can learn something. But basically, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so I'm putting player perspective on myself. I start every game with this item build. There's some pauses going on. Disconnect, pause, waiting, whatever. I go AFK every game. Sometimes I go for their bounty, but nowadays I don't really do that much. Just because you end up dying so much that it's not really worth it. So I know they have a monkey, so I'm trying to play with my courier and bait him out, but it's not really working out. Okay, now pay attention very carefully here, and I actually want to see what's happening. So I'm just gonna pause free cam. I have a support AA, right? Now this support AA, what he is doing, I'm really not sure. But this is game ruining, okay? This ruins your lane. This literally ruins my lane. Okay? So he takes the greedy route. The greedy route. So he's like, I want to go here, and then he's like, you know what? No. I take the greedy route. If Windranger has Shackle, he's dead. And gives out first blood, which honestly I think would have been better than what happened here. So now because he is dead, I'll put last hit denies, but you guys can't see because it's my camera in there. But it's not going too well. So I try to wave pull as much as I can, and I'm having a real hard time. Like Windranger last hit is pretty strong. Here I see he's only level 1, so I go for the greedy play. I think I hesitated a little bit too much. And he hit level 2 just as I went in, which is a shame. I tried to pull the wave, and then this guy shows up from behind, and I die. So I have 4 CS. Windranger is 5-2, I'm 4-1. So up until this point, it was okay. Now it gets worse. But I just want you to say that, you know, this Ancient Apparition ends up flaming me later into the game. But it's minute 2. He has 0 impact in this game. He had 0 impact. Like, it's 0 impact. Like, you're not making your carries game any easy. Like, and you're gonna you expect this guy to carry you, right? But you're giving him the worst odds possible. Like, there's no way. Like, what do you want me to do? Now, in hindsight, what I should have done is buy Ring of Protection here, get that +2 armor. You know, like this chick is only gonna spam me all game long, and this guy only does physical damage. So I should have went for that, and I should have went for phase boots, I think, and rush that chainmail so I can sit in lane and chill out. But I didn't, so it is what it is. Then he ends up dying again, just as I TP to the lane. So right now, this lane is over. Like, this lane is donezo. And why did this happen? Well, simply because this guy just... Now he's in the lane for the first time since the game started. Minute 2:30. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that. Laning phase continues for a while. It's 4-1. It's not looking great. We're already, you know, I have 11 CS. Win rate is 20. Oh, by the way, all this time he's just solo soaking XP, right? So he's not doing anything, and he's just soaking XP. And I think I die again here. Yeah, I died to Orb of Venom. This guy dies as well. I shouldn't have Q, but he ends up dying. My courier ends up dying here as well. I really think I can fake them, but I guess he sees it. I miss micro, and he creates for courier, and then I feel. So it's been 5 minutes. We haven't had one pull. We haven't had any harass. We haven't had anything. We have 4 deaths on the top lane. Now I'm sure I could have played this a lot better, but like I said, you know, it's really hard at this point. When, you know, I'm only 5k. I'm not like some fucking Nico baby shark shit. You know, I'm only 5k player, man. Like this stuff, and I'm 5k, and I understand like some concepts of how to come back and how to play passive and do this all stuff, and like creep aggro and all this stuff, so we can come back into the game. But man, it's impossible, you know. And he misses the pull. 6 minutes in, first pull attempt, he misses it, and the lane is fucked. So it's looking really bad, dude. Here I'm just trying to push the wave as much as I can. Lina comes for the gank. I didn't try to go for the gank because there's nothing I can like participate in, and I'm getting like very few CS right now, so I want to just like I want to get these, you know. And I missed the CS because I'm really terrible at the game. We don't need to see that. Meanwhile, my team is going bottom and feeding this Medusa. So right now Medusa is 3.1 and I'm 2.4. Let me actually see. Oh, okay, hold up. I'll move my camera on this side. All right, I move my camera on this side. So now you can see. Look at that. Looking at net worth. Okay. Now I'm 5. I can't really do anything here. Big camp is taken, so I'm like, okay, I'll take small cramp. I should have come here a little bit earlier, but it is what it is. So I'm farming. Alright, there's some CS top. So I'm just gonna sit here, soak XP. I'll blink a little bit afraid because I didn't have ult, and I don't want to just die. So at this point, I can't really approach the lane anymore. At any point, this Wind Ranger just like presses R on me and I'm dead. So I need to be really careful with when I'm coming back to my lane. And at some point, I'm abandoning my tower anyway. So I'm just chilling, waiting for the next wave, trying to get some farm, you know. I'm 3k net worth, like it's looking really bad. This guy's just soaking XP right now. He's not really doing anything. We can't really kill this guy, so he's just soaking. He's not stacking, he's not doing anything. Meanwhile, Medusa's having a free time. My Lina is doing some stuff this game. I'm level 6, I have no items. I decided to go Diffusal because I'm against a Duza. So I'm just farming jungle, you know. I try to go to lane whenever I can. And here comes like a farm fest. I buy clarity so I can keep farming. I try to go for a cheeky play, it doesn't work out. So considering I have no mana, I'm close to my item. This guy's taking all the farm. I end up getting the stack, which is pretty good. Keep buying clarities. At this point, my team gets a really good fight, so I'm like on my way there. And I think this is the only kill I get in the game. Funnily enough. I'm 700 gold away from my... I'm 400 gold away from my thing, so I just want to farm right now. I don't want to do anything. At this point I realize, okay, we're not that behind, but Medusa is farming like crazy, and I can never catch up. So the problem is that I know I can never catch up. So that's the biggest problem, that I know that I can never catch up. So at some point I need to start like... I need to start doing something, but I'm not really sure what. So there's gonna come a series of deaths. Not here. So here I don't have mana. I feel like I'm keep blind clarities. I don't know if my clarities get dispelled from the thing. I feel like they do. But anyway, my team goes for a crazy fight here, which is a little bit crazy. Like, I'm not sure why we're fighting here. We should be playing bottom. But my team, like, into their high ground, right? Going for a fight. This guy ends up dying. Like, even if I do show up here, like, listen, I have 0 mana. I'm pushing. I'm applying pressure. I'm trying to apply pressure on this tower, right? My team goes for a kill. And here I mistimed the thing, and I end up dying. So this was a giant mistake on my part. I knew I shouldn't be here. I can generally say this was my mistake, and I knew the guy was like channeling his meteor hammer, but I didn't necessarily care. I thought I would get him, but I mistimed the thing, so I should have just pieced out. That's one big mistake. I should have went bottom and TP. I agree with that. So that's entirely my bad. At this point, my team is like raging and crying. Um, I ping Medusa here. It's kind of funny. Like, look how my team is playing. Like, I don't want to be like, my team, my team. Like, all this time, my team is crying that I'm not doing anything. But there are 3 people farming in our jungle. And if we open the store, there's 3 smokes in the shop. Like, there weren't really any smokes to use this game. I'm telling you because at some point I'm like, guys, we need to buy some smokes. Like, you can't just go AFK. I forced the ult out. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Now I can't really do much because I'm low HP. And I think Medusa... No, she doesn't end up dying. Cool. I see top tower is free. Now here I have 2 choices. I feel like I can either go bottom and try to do something here. But I don't know. I'm like level 11. I'm pretty far behind, and I don't really feel like I can do anything. So I just go back, and my team is kind of has this. So I trade for the top tower. Maybe I should have come here and take this tower, but I take top tower. So I'm totally fine with that. We do end up getting a tower, and I'm getting soul XP, and I'm getting stuff, and I'm getting level 12. And I think like Slug, usually level 1 ult is pretty garbage. So that's kind of my decision making. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And I knew my team kind of got it bottom, so I didn't necessarily care. Then this is happening, and ITB bot. We get a kill. And does this turn into a tower? I do ping it out. I don't do that much damage to the tower, so I'm just trying to do... Yeah, I think this ends up in the tower. So far, I think we're doing good moves. But the problem is that this Medusa is like 10k and I'm 8k. And this is always going to happen. Like, I cannot farm Ancients. Like, I let my Lina farm Ancients. That's why she's so ahead. Cool. So here, I'm like 1k, I'm like 50 gold away from my Shadow Blade. And I really don't want to fight until I have my Shadow Blade. So I'm just like farming 1 pack of Ancients. And my team goes in. And I feel like this is a pretty bad fight. We don't have any vision. And this is pointless fight, right? So this is a very pointless fight. There's no tower here. This lane is not pushed in. This lane is not pushed in. So my team chooses to play this really weird fight. Let's see what happens. And keep in mind, I'm pinging that I'm 100 gold away from my Shadow Blade. And of course, because they take a stupid fight here that doesn't do anything, they end up dying. And this is just really terrible position. Like, we don't really have... Like, look at our vision. Look at our vision in this. Like, we don't have that much vision. Like, why are we farming there? They trade 2 for 2, which is not the worst. And here's where it starts. Like, so here I'm getting chain flamed by my team because I'm not there. And then this guy, he's like, guys, we see them on the ward here. So keep in mind, Lina died. ET just spawned, and he's TPing in, and he says, like, guys, we see them on the ward. We see them on the ward. And I had just TP top because there was a lot of farm here. So keep in mind, I know I'm super far behind, so I need to keep farming. And then he just ends up feeding. And then he says the funniest shit. He says, I need to play Invoker every game and get back to 7k. Bro, you're not a 7k player. Relax, okay? And this is what I told him in game. And this is where I start getting toxic. So up until this point, I don't really say much. I'm 1-3-2. I'm farming. I'm just like trying to maximize my own game. Um, and I'm thinking, okay, I need BKB. Oh, so this can me here. Okay, anyway. So I'm just farming, like I'm trying to find places to farm. So I'm going into the jungle. Here these guys, like they got caught because they get smoked, right? So we still haven't smoked once. Okay? We still haven't smoked once. This guy dies and gets caught. This guy gets caught. And then for some reason, we're like, okay boys, are we fighting? Are we not fighting? Let's go. This guy dies. I'm like, there's no way we can fight here. They have a ward, but they failed to get me. And okay, I go back. And here I'm getting flamed a lot because I haven't really done anything. But I feel like I didn't really get a choice, and all the fights they were pretty poorly timed. So I bought a lot of clarities, trying to get myself so I can be active. And here they want to siege mid. I'm I'm going in. I'm like always looking. I know I see they have this, but it's too late. And here we try to take a fight, and I just get melted. Like I just got power shot and melted, and I die in invis. And now my team is like, oh, this fucking Slark is useless. He's not doing anything. I really think I tried. I'm not sure why we took this fight. But it's always like me who has to kind of like go in because nobody else is willing to. So I kind of want to look at this again. What exactly happened? So we don't have any vision. Like we shouldn't fight here. But I guess it's because we see. No, I think my team just gets impatient and they want to fight, which I really don't want to because I know they're stronger. It's only 3k gold difference, so I guess like it's pretty reasonable to want to fight. They see me here. I want to put free cam, see what happens. So everybody's kind of like going on their own targets. This guy misses. This guy's running into them. We just get 4-man power shot and die. So this is just really bad fight. We can't really touch this Duza. So this is where the game is like completely over. And at this point, I'm getting chain flamed, and I feel like it's not necessarily anything that I can do. So that's pretty much what happens. Okay. So the reason why I confidently come in here, and I don't even TP, I guess I should have seen this guy, but like, he's like, it's a free Roche, it's a free Roche, we gave them free Roche. So I don't necessarily expect them to be so close here, and I guess this is just juicy farm. In hindsight, I should have went bottom. Just because I knew they were top side, and then I just ended up dying. And now my team's flaming. Oh, and then it's funny. It's really funny because they end up doing the exact same thing. So the tower just dies. Dusa heads DD, and then they go in 3v5 when Lina is top. And they all die. So, if you're going to flame people, at least don't do the same mistake right after, Like, don't think you're better than people and then you do this shit. Like, it really triggers me. Like, I'm not trying to save myself and say, like, hey, I lost this game because of my team. No, I played very bad. Like, I can see that I made some mistakes. But at the end of the day, like, these guys flamed me, and you're flaming your carry at the same time. And meanwhile, I'm looking in the shop, and there's, like, I'm looking at my team, my team's bags, and there are 0 smokes. There are 3 smokes in the shop right now, and they're thinking, hey, why are you AFK farming? Why are you not doing anything? But at the same time, you're not creating any position where your carry has to, like, I played carry for so long, and here are 2 things that happen, and they're both really triggering because you're fucking retarded. And people say, why are you fighting? So I come fight, I die, and then they're like, don't come fight, just farm ancients. Here again. I think I end up dying here again one more time. I kind of see them bot. I also see them mid. Like my team is just running three people, four people. There's no smokes. Like they're not really doing anything. They scan me again. Oh, these guys are good. Oh, look at what these guys are doing. You know, like they're just AFK in the base. They're AFK in the base. I feel like, you know, if you want to play the game, like come sit behind me. If you want to do something, just come sit behind me. Like I don't know. At this point I know we're behind, so I'm trying to do something. So I feel like I'm trying to do something, right? So now they smoke, but now it's like too late. Like why are you smoking now? I think I definitely should have played more events, defensive and play here in the trees. I have to give it to these guys, which is a little bit shady. Like they kind of, it's their second time they spot me with a scan, so that's a little bit sketch. Um, but like you see, when you're four people sitting in this part of the map, like what do you want me to do? Like, hey, someone has to do something, right? Like we can't just AFK sit in base. We are going to lose if we do that. At least that's how I see the game. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna die if I sit here, but at the same time, I'm not farming either, and they are. So, and they have better late game because they have Duza, who is already like 16k to my 11k, right? I can never catch up to Duza because I can never farm as fast as her because I don't have a split shot. Um, so that's kind of where I'm seeing the game, and kind of like, you know, if you're in this situation, like someone has to push the lane. Like someone has to push either this lane or this lane or this lane. You have to play three lanes and kind of just like draw the attention of the enemy somewhere, right? And it's just like I don't want to do it, but I have to, right? Like I'm much rather farm ancients and farm this and farm this and this. But if no one's showing on the map, like I can't really because I'm gonna die. So I have to push somewhere, and I think this is the best lane to push because if I die here, then you know it's gonna take them forever to come take this tower. Um, but no, I need to get flamed, and then some really bad stuff from them happens because of course this game is 5k. Although they end up taking like this really long sketchy fight. I come back alive. I'm running. I don't want to TP. This guy jukes us somehow. Okay, he went down. He went down. So we get 2 kills for 1. I think that's fine. We're still shit talking. I'm getting flamed, giga flamed, like 1 in 6, 1 in 6. Like you're not doing anything. More farming again. I get caught and die here. So I'm really not sure like why do we need to be 4 people to push this wave, man? Like I don't know. I have BKB. I'm thinking, okay, boys, let's go. And you know, there's nothing happening. Like these guys are just like, what is happening? You know. My BKB is coming, and like kind of like nothing's happening. This guy's full on AFK, and he has arcane boots on AA. I didn't even see that. Oh, he's going energy booster. Never mind. So like I'm really not sure in this position like what I'm supposed to do. I'm just like casually farming, okay? And nobody's showing on their team. I guess when I see this guy, I should immediately figure that. Like these guys, they don't even have vision. They just walk up high ground like this, right? Do they have vision? Let me see. Radiant. No, they don't have vision at all. So they just walk high ground, and they end up seeing me. And I get flamed again, and I instantly get flamed. And I don't know, dude. Like I feel like in this situation, yeah. Could I have done something more? Yeah, maybe. They end up taking a fight, and it turns out quite okay for us, even though I'm dead. But then they suicide. How does this guy die with Invis? Oh, he runs into Roche and they have Sentry. So he ends up dying. So I feel like I'm playing solo all game, and you know, I know that like supports can, like, they're not stacking, they're not pushing any lanes. Like if somebody was here bottom pushing any lane, I could play the game. You know, someone would be forced to show up here, but I can't do everything. Like I tried farming lanes and I get ganked on lanes. I tried farming jungle and they just like blink high ground on me. And I feel like this is unfortunate. If it could have been a smoke, it wasn't a smoke, but it could have been a smoke and it would have been the same. So unless I have like this godlike 10k 6 cents, which I don't because I'm not 10k. Then this guy buybacks, and here I'm thinking, okay, if he buybacks, it's because he wants to go in, right? Wait, let me see my perspective. So I'm thinking if he buybacks, it's because he wants to go in. And then I'm like, hold up, where is everybody? It's just me. So I force BKB and run, but they get Aegis, and this guy suicides for the slug. So I'm like very confused as to, like, I thought you wanted to go in. We hit the AA blast. 1-7 and 2. Oh, but this time, you know, this guy is like 21k. They do some crazy dives, of course. Like some crazy fight. Okay, Dusa dies once. So this is pretty good. He pushes him away, so I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let's try to go for this guy. And then I'm like hitting him. I'm hitting him as much as I can, but he has butterfly, so I'm not doing damage. So I gotta go back. And here, like, my team is flaming me, like, yo, Slark, nice damage. Slark hitting Dusa. Damage where? Not found. And I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do? Like, I didn't have a game. Like, you guys, like, nobody's trying to do anything. Nobody's pushing any lanes. Nobody's doing anything. I don't have space to farm. What am I supposed to do? Like, yeah, I just don't have the items. So then I'm like, okay, I need BKB. I need MKB. But, you know, MKB is, like, quite expensive when you're not having any money. So I'm like, I see the mid. I try to push mid. There's not much more to this game. There's like one more fight, then it's over. So they're bottom, and I TP because I have a feeling they're coming for me. Obviously they were not, but I died so many times this game that I'm not risking it anymore. So I'm like, I'm taking safe farm. And here, he's like, Lena's flaming me. He's like, hey, why are you not doing anything? Why are you not pushing top? Like, bro, if I push top and then I die, then you're going to flame G just as much. So I'm just going to take the safe farm here and chill out. Okay, here, I know they're bottom, and this was a risky move. But again, like, I feel like I'm forced to do these moves. And, you know, we're so behind that I need to take some risk in this game, which is why I go for these plays. And here, my entire team is pinging me and saying, look at this, Lark's going to die again. Forces BKB, I ult, and then I run out. And now we forced his BKB, and I know he's out of fight. So now I can go back to farming, and we know that Wind Ranger's out. I take the long way out. I expect people to be everywhere on this map. Like, we have no wards. Nobody's doing anything except me. So I'm being flamed. Like, even, like, I feel like if I had one more support there, he would have died maybe, or popped BKB earlier, or whatever. It is what it is. So because of this, they end up being split, and this guy dies. And now I feel like we have a good chance. Like, we know Wind Ranger doesn't have BKB, and these, you know, Dusa doesn't have anything. So now we can play. I decide to farm bottom, then I see the shackle shot, and I'm like, oh. So you see how I am forced? Like, I'm not forced, okay? Nobody's telling me, like nobody's forcing me to come here. But like, look at how these guys play. You know, it's just like chilling. They're not really doing anything. Like, they're not really doing anything. I don't know. Like, and why are they not doing anything? Like, this guy's dead and Windranger doesn't have BKB for another 10 seconds. Why is nobody doing anything? So I have to go bottom because if like the alternative to going bottom is just staying AFK. I guess I should stay. I should be staying AFK, but I'm not sure. Like comparing to these guys, like they're sitting 3 mid. Like, look, how much time are these guys mid? Right. So it's 10 seconds. Push this wave, and then that's it. This guy's AFK. So I feel like they were AFK for 25 seconds. So I feel like I'm forced to push this wave because if I'm not pushing this wave, I can't go into our jungle. I can't go in our triangle. So my alternative is just to AFK. And I don't like that. But these guys like it because they're doing it. So I feel like I have to go bottom. I'm getting pinged for this. I'm getting flamed for this play. Maybe I should just be more patient and be AFK. This is a weird bug here. And they go for me. I pop the BKB. I'm not taking any risks. And then here we go in. We end up getting 1 kill. So you see, like, if these guys are just playing behind me, we're winning. Like, it's not super hard. We're winning if they play behind me, but they're not playing all behind me. Like, I got super lucky here that I survived. Otherwise, I would be flamed again. Like, why are 4 people sitting AFK in our base? I'm gonna get another kill, so now we're up 3 kills. Duza is here. And we end up getting the kill. And I get the IMKB. So I feel like this is a really good comeback moment. Spoiler, we end up losing two minutes later. They're like, hey, let's go mid. I'm like, shut up, don't tell me what to do. I really don't understand why would we go mid here. Like, even if we do take this tower, what's the point? Like, it doesn't give us anything. So I'd much rather just get the solo XP, get the solo farm. They don't need me. They have Lina. I'm not that much. I don't do that much damage to towers. I much rather maximize my farm because we're still super behind. So I want to get like as much farm as possible.
Regeneration.
I get the item, and here, okay, boys, I'm a little bit toxic here. Don't watch, okay? Close your eyes. If you made it this far, you didn't make it this far. So now I'm like, oh, this guy's just like insulting me. He's like, oh, you piece of shit, give me the item, give me the fucking item, you piece of shit, whatever. I'm like, bro, calm down, okay? Like, you insult me all game, and then you ask me, like, you're not being nice and everything. And like I said in the last video, I don't want to grief. So I toy around with him a little bit, and then I end up giving it to him. And then here again. No smokes. We have 3 smokes in shop. We're just farming here. So I know we're all here. And this is pretty crazy. I want to see like what happens. So I'm feeling like this is a good moment where we fight, right? Like this guy is running high ground. Do they have vision here? Their perspective. Well, they have quite a lot of vision here. Well, let me see. When they jumped in here, did they have vision? So these guys, look at how crazy these guys are. So they, what is this bug, dude? So they just smoke, and they're like, you know what? Let's go high ground. And that's exactly where all of us are. And this guy blinks in blind where we have vision. Going back to our perspective, we have vision here. And he gets hexed. So I'm like, okay, I guess we're going in. We're 4 against this one guy. And then everybody just retreats. And I feel like this is just a messy fight where I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And I just bought MKB, so I don't have buyback. And I'm like, okay, I can't really do anything right now. If I try to BKB, I'm just gonna die. So I guess I should have just TP'd out. But at this time, I'm like, hey, we can kill these guys. Still no. And then Medusa just destroys me. Crits me 3 times. I die. This guy dies. And the game's over. This guy dies. Nobody has buyback. and the game is over. So I don't know, dudes. Like maybe, I played bad. I made some mistakes. I died once or twice. I should have been on the other side of the map, but I think that's really hard stuff. But like you saw the early game, you saw how this game started. Like there's no way, dude. There's just no way. There is just no way. Like with that kind of start, I can't do it. And then you choose to fight when I'm like pinging that I'm 200 gold away from my item, and you go into this random fight where there's no point middle, and then you all die. And then you're flaming me because I didn't do anything. And I'm sorry, I just couldn't keep up. Like I can't keep up with this Medusa when you guys are like, you know, not soaking ganks. You're not doing ganks. You're not applying pressure. No waves were pushed. Nobody was pushing any waves this game. No supports, no nothing. So I have to do it. Because if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? Do you want me to just sit AFK? Guys, would you rather have a carry who's AFK and has 1-1-0? Or would you rather have like someone who's trying to farm? Because at the end of the day, if I'm just like AFKing and I'm not farming, and we just let them take over the game, and we're not taking any risks when we're playing from behind, then you're still going to lose when they go high ground, you know? You're still going to lose. Maybe I should have been more patient. Maybe they would have thrown on a high ground, but I feel like that's the bad play. I feel like the good play is to split push, get some waves in, and push some pressure, allow them. Like the only reason why this Lina got so fat was also because I was soaking all the ganks. Like imagine if it was like a Mr. Floppy or Earth Spirit soaking the ganks and pushing the side lanes instead of me, and I can farm and I can get BKB, MKB a lot faster, and then we don't have to like get completely destroyed. But nobody was soaking any ganks, nobody was doing any ganks, nobody was pushing any lanes, so I had to kind of do everything, and that's where your carry has 1, 8, and 7, and 7k damage. Now there's no excuse. I could have played better for sure, but this is so you can kind of understand how we end up happening because I hate it, man. Like I get so much flame for it, and I'm done. This is me standing up for all the carry players out there. Peace, and I'll see you in the next one.